Hey, what's up, guys? And right now, I'm going to talk to you about trade and commerce. No, this isn't a seminar vid. I'm just going to talk to you about how everything in your room right now, or stuff you bought on Amazon or Best Buy, is most likely probably from another country. Imports. But I would love to see a lot of made in America stuff, but sometimes it's just not there, and it's just easier to buy imported goods. How did this start? The Silk Road. In case you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, this is going to be a kind of a review about a book I got not too long ago about the Silk Roads. So, the Silk Roads, what are they? They were established in about 130 BC, I believe, or 140 BC, by the Han Dynasty. Han Dynasty was a Chinese empire that decided, hey, let's expand by trading with everyone. So they opened up their borders, you know, kind of mapped it out, and through like Central Asia into the Middle East, Persia, and then into Europe. So, you had this big trade going on. It lasted to about 1453 when the Ottomans were kind of like, kicking ass and taking names. They took charge and cut that stuff out. But from 130, 140 BC onward, business was booming. A lot more than business, obviously. With trade, with different regions and cultures comes diseases. So you had a lot of plague spreading going around, but you had a lot of goods. It wasn't just a desert road. There was a lot of seaports from all over the Mediterranean that connected to the east. This was pretty much a big bridge from connecting the east and west. So you had people from all over. You had Middle Easterns, trading with the Chinese, Chinese trading with Europe. Indian spices all over the place. They're connected to North Africa, the Levant. Just everywhere. Where money could be made. Was made along the Silk Road. It was kind of the catalyst of trade, and it worked for a very long time. And the book I'm about to show you is kind of a overview about it, and yeah, it's cool. I think it's relevant today because we buy and sell all the time, and why not kind of reveal how this thing kind of got started. Like every great thing, it was an idea by a big empire, and it just spread, and it worked for a very long time, and it made a lot of people rich. And when cultures weren't warring with one another, when empires weren't fighting one another, they were trading goods and making business. And this book I'm about to show you is kind of an eye opener for that, how big this world really was. All right, I'm about to show you that right now. The Silk Roads, yes, by Jordi Tor. I hope I did not butcher that name, but in case you're at a Barnes and Noble and you want to, take a peep at this book. So, what is this book? It's a lot more than just colorful pages and a lot of text. Basically, it's just a rundown of the Silk Road. As I told you, the Silk Roads were, a bridge between East and West. There's like a little timeline. And, yeah, it's awesome. It's learning about different cultures, especially Asia at the time. And, they spread everywhere. So, it wasn't common to find, Chinese silks in Europe or, Greek pottery in China. And this would go on for a long, long time. And, for most of the time it was successful. I mean, of course you ran into a lot of hiccups. You're, traveling through vast amounts of desert, and, you have to wonder, what if you get lost? What if you, run out of food supplies? So what they did is, just like today when you're traveling, they build like little border towns where you could, like, restock or resupply. And that's what they did here. You want to rest your horse, they had a thing for that. You want to get water, they had wells for that, so they made sure, business remained as usual. A lot of cultures, not just different groups of people, different religions, from Buddhism, Islam, East and West Christianity. It was cool. It was different. Like I said, most of the time these nations wouldn't think twice about, establishing any connections with one another. But when it came to goods, they sold stuff, and even Genghis Khan would rather tear down walls. Knew this was a great opportunity, and exploited it. Just like every other nation, Venice got in. They were big as it is, coming later on, and became big sea traders. Constantinople opened up trade to the east, and so on and so forth. And this went on for a very long time, and some people benefited. Like I said, not all the time it was goods being traded. A lot of the time it could have been diseases or some kind of fatal illness that spread like wildfire. But for what it was, it's cool. And to think that to this day, we still import and export goods. And I'm not saying it's a old idea or a new idea, but it definitely came from this. Because of the Silk Road, it not just brought people together, it brought different ways of life, culture, goods, and the least is you learn from one another. So when you're not shooting an arrow at someone, you can learn a thing or two. And I think that's like, the most important thing of all. When you can coexist with your trade partner, you not only make a profit, you make a friend. And that just, kind of triumphs over, destroying each other and making nothing. But yeah, this was spread over like mass amounts of desert, all over through China, all through Europe, and like I said, it definitely made profits on both sides. All sorts of goods were traded, silk, jewelry, you name it. If it could be sold, it was definitely invested. You even had special camels that were like tied to the Silk Road that would haul goods back and forth. So like I said, you could look online. You don't really need a book. I like to read, so that's why I got this, and it was just fun. It was cool. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. I think it was interesting. This is relevant today. Like I said, we still trade goods to different countries. Obviously, not traveling over land that much. It's mostly by plane, because it's the future. But back then, just think about it. If you wanted some special pottery from another country, you had to wait, and hope it came in a shipment. But yeah, interesting stuff. All right, guys. Just wanted to kind of share that with you about the Silk Road and how, it kind of brought the East and West together, in a sense. All right, well, if you guys want to comment on this, shoot me a line. And until then, talk to y'all later. Peace.